You watch a motivational video, and for a moment you feel unstoppable. But after a few hours or days, that energy disappears. Why does this happen? Why doesn't motivation stick around? The answer isn't just about motivation, but it's about understanding the psychology behind it. Motivation isn't just about willpower. At the core, it's tied to dopamine, a neurotransmitter in your brain that controls pleasure, reward, and drive. Every time you feel motivated, it's a dopamine boost at play. But there's a catch when you're constantly seeking short bursts of pleasure, from scrolling on your phone, binge watching, or even relying on motivational videos. Your brain's ability to produce dopamine in a steady, sustainable way weakens. You're training yourself to need bigger hits, leaving you reliant on outside sources for that dopamine rush. Most people rely on external triggers for motivation, like videos, speeches, or recognition. But external motivation doesn't last. It's not built on a steady foundation. It's fleeting. True drive comes from building internal motivation, something you can control regardless of what's happening around you. When you rely solely on outside sources, you're letting someone else control your energy levels, your focus, your ambition. Let's talk about building internal motivation. First, establish a routine. The brain craves consistency, and when you repeat a productive habit daily, you're training your brain to produce dopamine in response to your actions, not external stimuli. Start small. If you're studying, commit to reading for just 20 minutes daily. Over time, this routine becomes something your brain looks forward to, producing dopamine naturally each time. To develop a lasting motivation, you need to rewire your brain's reward system. Begin by setting achievable goals that give you satisfaction when completed. When you accomplish a small task, your brain releases dopamine in response, reinforcing that behavior. The more you succeed at even small tasks, the more your brain will crave that feeling again and again. It's about creating a loop of satisfaction, dopamine that's generated by action, not by fleeting pleasures. Instant gratification, constantly looking for immediate pleasure, robs you of your ability to focus on the bigger picture. If you're looking for something worthwhile, you must break this loop. Start by reducing the time spent on activities that give you instant but shallow satisfaction. Replace them with productive habits that may feel slow at first, but they build depth. Every time you resist the urge for instant gratification, you're training your brain to produce dopamine through self-control. It's not easy, but it's powerful. Motivation without a purpose is just an empty boost. Ask yourself, why do you want what you want? What drives you beyond surface-level desires? This is the foundation of intrinsic motivation, the type that doesn't rely on dopamine alone. When you know your purpose, your brain shifts from short-term rewards to long-term fulfillment. This understanding gives you a lasting source of drive, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Maintain motivation. Try to balance your brain's dopamine levels through habits that support it. Start by setting aside small achievements every day. Engage in activities that challenge you, something physical or mental. Exercise is a powerful way to boost dopamine naturally, giving you that boost without external rewards. Celebrate your progress, even if it's minor. This will signal your brain that it's worth repeating. To naturally increase dopamine, one of the most effective methods is to set small, achievable goals and celebrate their completion. For example, if you're trying to build a study habit, set a timer for 25 minutes of focused work, followed by a 5-minute break. Completing this short cycle triggers a small dopamine release, reinforcing the habit and making it easier to keep going. Over time, completing these short cycles can help your brain associate accomplishment with dopamine, boosting your motivation and drive without needing instant gratification or external rewards. Motivation isn't just a rush of energy, it's a skill that relies on discipline, purpose, and smart dopamine management. Stop waiting for motivation to just happen. Instead, create a system, one where every action builds your confidence, your control, and your purpose.